pending right now is a petition for co-warranto. So for case adjudication, we have a petition for co-warranto against one of the members of the Senate filed on July 15, 2025 on the ground of alleged ineligibility due to citizenship. And then on August 5, 2025, the tribunal appointed a new secretary of the tribunal. And as of September 23, 2025, the following members of the Senate took their oath of office as members of the tribunal. Senators Pia S. Cayetano, Senator Francis Kiko N. Pangilinan, Bam Aquino, and Alan Peter Cayetano. For this year, the tribunal convened and conducted 2 tribunal sessions on August 15 and September 24, 2025. Okay. I would not discuss the other accomplishments of the various service groups of the tribunal, as it will entail a very lengthy discussion. I would just like to emphasize that the tribunal is continuing with its efforts to digitalize and modernize its systems and processes. That is why for our proposed budget for fiscal year 2026, we are humbly requesting the restoration of our capital outlay of 3 million pesos, and if possible, an additional 7 million capital outlay to purchase service vehicles for to replace service vehicles who have that have reached their end of useful lives, estimated at 7 million. And then for MOOE, we are requesting an additional 10 million. Your Honor, we are requesting an additional 10 million pesos to fund the following activities. We are trying to expand our HMO coverage to at least be at par with our counterparts at the Senate and the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Number 2, we are trying to accelerate the upskilling of our personnel, and as historically reported before, our personnel received trainings with maximum amount of per training of 5,000 pesos. So for next fiscal year, we are attempting to send people to premium learning courses and training programs. So more funds will be needed for this project, Your Honor. Aside from the robust learning and development plan, we also have digitalization efforts, which include the purchase or procurement of software and digital subscriptions and software systems for the MOOE. And then for the personnel services budget, Your Honor, as you can see, while there is an increase in the personnel services budget, we are humbly seeking an additional 30 million pesos, Your Honor, because the lump sum for personnel services benefit for our employees, there has never been a proper, meaningful, and significant adjustment since calendar year 2016. So from 2016, there had been 3 separate salary standardization issuances, but no increase or adjustment in that item has been made, Your Honor. Aside from that, due to cumulative inflation, which as of September 2025 has already reached 40.76%, that amount of 72 million and 833,000 pesos should have increased or should have added an amount of 29.7 million pesos, Your Honor. So aside from that, there will be additional personnel that will be hired for fiscal year 2026. Right now, Your Honor, we are in the process of recruiting personnel for the Secretariat. And for fiscal year 2026, more employees will be hired in the Secretariat, and hopefully in the offices of the Senator members. These positions will be, the coterminous positions at least, will be filled up. So that amount is justified, Your Honor. So that's for the tribunal.
Thank you. Now for the Senate of the Philippines.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Chairman, for calendar year 2026, the Senate of the Philippines had originally proposed a budget of 9.874 billion. However, in the National Expenditure Program, this was cut roughly by 21.33%, or in a total amount of 2.1 billion. That leaves the Senate with 7.76 billion to fund its activities for next year. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, may I ask our Financial Management Director, Levy Ordonez, to make the presentation. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Secretary Ray Bantug. The Honorable Senator Win Gatchalian, Chairperson of the Committee on Finance, good afternoon. Sir, as already mentioned by our good Secretary, the Senate has proposed a budget for 2026 in the amount of 670,656,000. However, the DBM in its recommendation or under the National Expenditure Program only gave the amount of 7,520,988,000, giving us a variance of a total of 2,149,668,000, or less by 22.23%. Next slide, please. All right. The details, sir, of the deduction are as follows. For our PS, the Senate proposed budget for 2026 is 4.5 billion. However, the DBM's recommendation is only 3.7 billion, giving us a variance of 751,988,000, or 16.72% difference. Now, as far as the maintenance and other operating expenses is concerned, Mr. Senator, the Senate proposed a budget of 4.76 billion. However, the NEP or the DBM recommendation is only 3.776 billion, or giving us a total variance of 984 million, or 20.67 difference. As far as the capital outlays, Mr. Senator, is concerned, we have proposed a total budget of 413 million. However, the DBM has not given us any for that particular item, giving us a 100% variance, sir. So all in all, sir, that again, the DBM recommendation is only 7.2 billion, 988,000, 7,520,988,000, for a total variance of 2,149,668,000. Next slide, please. Now, sir, the details of that, after conferring with our Senate Secretary and also with the finance officers of our institutions, sir, of course, we implore the kind indulgence of the committee for us to be able to partially restore the following. For personal services, the total amount of 751,999,000. And for the MOE, sir, we seek to partially restore the amount of 452,327,000, or a total of 1.2 billion. Now, sir, the next slide, please. The impact of the said recommendations, recommendation is are as follows. Sir, as I mentioned earlier, the the DBM recommendation is only 7.5 billion pesos. Now, with the partial restoration that we are requesting, it's only a total of 1.2 billion pesos, or a total of 8.725 billion pesos. The impact of this, sir, is that while it is plus 1.2 billion, it would still be lower than our original proposal, which is 9.67 billion, sir. And then as far as its comparison with the 2025 GAA, or our current budget, less the Senate building, sir, the program, our budget is 8,725,314,000 pesos. The variance would be 961,425,000 pesos, which means, sir, that based on our current budget, we would still be lower by 11%, sir, with the 1.2 partial restoration that we are requesting, Your Honor. Next slide. That would be all for the Senate, sir.
Thank you, Attorney Levy. So the Senate budget, bumaba siya. From last year, GAA is about 14 billion.
Yes, Your Honor, if we include the Senate building, sir.
Yeah, lahat to include the Senate building, 14 billion, and then now is 7.7 billion.
That is correct.
Ang ating budget. Because natanggal dyan ay yung building, no? And also capital outlay, zero yung capital outlay.
Opo, sir.
Bakit ulit na zero yung capital outlay? Paano tayo bibili ng computers?
Yes, sir. We take note of that. However, we still have continuing budget.
Okay.
We will get it from the continuing budget.
For this year.
Yes, sir. For
But
this
for
year.
next year,
Also for
kaya pa ba? Diba ang validity lang ng budget is only for 2 years? So yung validity this year, tatawid pa siya for next year. Okay.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. So in other words, because of I guess the utilization is not very high, tatawid talaga siya for next year.
Yes, sir.
So we don't need to add capital outlay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then malaking tipid yun. Diba? Sure kayo, ha? Make sure dahil kung zero capital outlay next year, because you will use the funds this year. Of course, ako gusto ko yun. At least makakatipid tayo. But we don't want to hamper the operations of the Senate. Kaya ba? Based on your analysis?
Yes, sir. Kaya
Okay,
po.
sige. And since the building wala na siya, in the budget, ibig sabihin tuloy pa tayo dito, no? Sa building na ito.
Yes, sir. In fact, we have renewed our contract po for the Senate bill, for the GSI, our rental for the
Ano ba tayo
GSI.
yearly?
Sir, every 3 years po.
Every 3
The
years?
last, before this last renewal, sir, 2 years po yung ating 2+1, sir.
Okay, alright. I won't discuss about the details of the building dahil meron naman tayo committee on accounts, no? But I'll just discuss yung budget for the operations of the Senate. Actually, yun ang pinakamalaking nawala eh. Yung capital outlay. About 4 billion. Yung personal services and MOE are reduction of 27%, 6%. So not as bad. Nakasama na dito yung pangbayad natin ng parking lot.
Yes, sir.
Nasa MOE siya.
Yes, sir.
Importante yun. I think sa lahat ng gastusin, yan ang pinaka-importante. Kasi
Yes, sir.
kawawa yung mga tao before sa MOA pa nagpa-park tapos lalakad pa sila dito. Lalo na ngayon dahil budget hearing, so gamit na gamit yan actually.
Yes, sir. In fact, sir, we have recently renewed our contract po for the Senate parking lot, sir.
Okay.
As far as the immediate front po.
Who are we leasing from?
Sir, as far as the SSS is the parking lot is concerned, sir, SSS po.
SSS ang na. I'll go to sa Senate Electoral Tribunal. I heard earlier nagpapa-restore kayo ng
Yes, Your Honor.
budget.
Yung capital outlay, Your Honor. Because
that's for
zero din po kami.
Yeah, restored from your proposed, no?
Yes po. And then we are also requesting an additional 7 million if
Bakit
possible.
binawasan ng DBM? Anong dahilan? Normally nagbabawas sila if it's not used eh.
Yes po.
Low utilization rate.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your utilization rate?
For last 2024. Medyo mababa nga po, Your Honor.
Mababa,
But-
'di ba?
Yes
Normally
po.
ganyan tinitignan nila eh.
Yes po. Kaya lang po, Your Honor, this year, we are targeting at least po 91% yung aming utilization rate. So, if zero po for next year, then there will be no budget for further digitalization or modernization procurement po. So, we badly need the restoration plus 7 million po to replace our old service vehicles po.
Okay. And then wala ba kayong continuing for your from 2005 zero rin yung inyong capital outlay?
2025, Your Honor.
This year zero ba?
Hindi naman po, Your Honor.
Bakit dito zero?
3 million po for this year po. Hindi, utilization. Wala pa. Your Honor, 3 million po for
Mali yung sulat ng staff ko, zero dito.
for 2026 po ang zero.
2026 zero.
Yes po
2025 3 million.
Yes po, Your Honor.
So
Pero
wala-
magagastos po yun for...
Kasi maliit lang siya eh.
Opo eh.
Okay. And then you plan to add 7 million for vehicles.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Actually, natanong ko na ito dati eh. Bakit dito zero? Natanong ko ito dati kasi hindi naman parati set merong kaso, 'di ba?
Yes po, Your
Natanong
Honor.
ko ito, paano kung walang kaso, may budget pa rin?
Yes po, Your Honor. Definitely po. Well,
Wala
of course,
namang kaso eh.
while the jurisdiction of the tribunal is...
Hindi, ngayon may kaso.
Yes,
'Di ba?
Your Honor.
Kaya may trabaho na. 'Di ba?
And every year...
namimiloso po lang
Opo,
ako.
opo. And every year naman po, we are prepared for any petition for co-warranto.
Oo.
Right? Kasi po, hindi lang naman po protest ang inaabangan po ng Senate Electoral Tribunal, but we should always be ready po for any election contest
Yung
involving
nung
members of the Senate.
19th Congress ba may kaso?
Yes po.
Meron rin?
Yes po.
18th.
Meron din po. Kaya lang Warranto.
Co-Warranto.
And
Pati Co-Warranto, kayo rin humahawak niyan eh.
yes.
Diba? Oo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oo. So, sa 18th, meron din.
Yes po. Every
19
Congress naman po,
Meron.
meron po eh.
Okay, okay. Na-resolve ba yung mga kaso?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, walang natitirang kaso?
Wala po.
Oo, okay. Kasi,
Well, of course, except for protest po, historically po, nagwi-withdraw po yung protestant po, except for the Pimentel Zubiri case.
oo, yan yata yung last na pinaka matinding
Protest.
case eh. Oo, na protest Protest,
Yes po,
yeah.
yes
Okay. But typically, co-warranto ang mga cases na...
Yes po, and na nagtutuloy and nare-resolve eventually.
Okay. And typically, how long does it take to resolve it? Typically lang.
Pag Warranto po, kaya po in 2 months, especially if it's summary dismissal po.
Oo.
And then, but if there is a requirement for the issuance of summons, and the petition will undergo po yung normal processes po, yung proceedings po, siguro po a year po yung Warranto.
Okay.
Basta we always target that before the end of the term of the sitting senator, resolve po yung Warranto.
So, itong naka-file ngayon,
Yes po.
pending
pa po.
In 1 year, mariresolve na yan?
Hopefully po.
Kaya ba?
Kaya naman, Your Honor.
Kaya, kundi. May budget naman eh. May bagong sasakyan pa.
Kasi po sobrang luma at karag-karag na po mga sasakyan.
Okay. Why are you asking for an increase? Nakita ko dito kasi ang GAA is 326,
Yes.
pero ang hiningi nyo is 402.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit?
For personnel services po, we will require an additional 30 million po for the lump sum for personnel services po. Kasi as I've said, since calendar year 2016, this line item has not been increased po significantly, or actually no increase po at all.
So this is for additional benefits?
For
Additional manpower?
for terminal leave benefits po, Your Honor.
Terminal leave benefits? Okay. So ito na yung mga
and other benefits po.
aalis, saka nag-retire.
Yes po.
Tama?
Tama po, tama po. And other benefits na rin po. Of course po.
Okay. Kasi yung sa Senate, pababa, kaya masaya ako eh. Pag pababa, mas masaya ako. Wala pa yata akong nakitang agency na humingi pababa eh. Senate lang. Oh, so sikat tayo. Diba? Tama ba, Erwin? Halos lahat ng last day na kasi ito eh. Last agency na, kaya nakita ko lahat. Meron bang pababa, Erwin? Halos wala eh. Oh, lahat pataas ang hingi eh. Senate lang ang humingin pababa. Oh, di ano tayo diyan, sikat tayo diyan, 'di ba?
Your Honor, kasi po with the yun nga po, cumulative inflation, and then ilang tranches na po yung dumaan under 3 administrations, wala pong significant or meaningful increase nung item po na yun.
Yeah.
So,
sige. We'll wait for the official request.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Para may computation kami.
Opo.
And then lastly, sa Commission on Appointments, nakita ko yung budget rin ng CA, bumaba rin, no?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pareho nang sa Senate po.
Oo. So, okay. Diba? Pababa eh. I think, pero typically, ang mga pababa, normally, ang DBM looks at the utilization. Eh. Meron ba kayong items na hindi nagagamit?
Yung slide po ng utilization,
Pakilabas lang, Comsec, yung utilization slide.
Sir, nung 2020, utilization rate namin is 85%. 2021, 98.38%. 2022, 96%. Ayan po, on screen.
So, mataas naman
Yes po.
It's just talagang ano ang mga nakita ng DBM for slashing it? nakita ko dito kasi 9 million in capital outlay, and then MOE about 400 million. So ano yung mga nakita nilang items na malaking
Sir,
tanggal?
in PS kasi, usually, may mga items po tayo na hindi nila pinopondohan. Sa amin pong case, like the overtime pay and the monetization of sick and vacation leave benefits. Yun po, and the terminal leave po kasi, the usual na binibigay po nila sa atin sa terminal leave are for the compulsory retirees lang po. But kasi sa case po kasi ng CA na may mga members po tayo, may mga staff na members na at the end of the term of their principals, nag-e-end din, since co-term na sila, nag-e-end din yung kanilang service, kiniklaim po nila yung mga na-earn po nilang leave credits. Especially for pag mga election years po, nakiklaim po sila ng mga monetization of their leave credits.
Nakita ko in fairness kasi mataas utilization, 90s 95 pa nga. So I'm wondering bakit kinaltasan ng DBM yung MOE? No? Saan kinukuha yun? Pag tinanggal yung MOE, these are all benefits no? Typically.
Actually, sir.
Tama ba? Benefits ang...
Yung institutionalized benefits po. Yeah.
Yeah. Nakapasok siya sa other MOE. Doon siya, So pag hindi natin rin-restore yan, and this is from 2025 So hindi mabibigay yung benefits ng tao na nakuha nila noong 2025. Tama?
Sir.
And the previous years, sir.
And the previous years. And typically, what are our terminal leave to? Terminal leave?
No, sa MOE po, sir.
Oo.
Terminal leave po kasi is nasa PS po.
PSPS.
Terminal leave po, yan po yung mga benefits na institutionalized by the CA chairman.
Okay. Okay. Kasi binigay natin 2025,
Yes, sir.
but tinanggal nung 2026. So ibig sabihin, hindi natin mabibigay yon.
Yes, sir.
So ano mangyayari?
Quite
Bawas yung
right.
benefits.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hindi naman fair yon sa tao. Kasi nakakuha na sila
Tama ka, sir.
Diba? Alright. Sige. Alright. So, yun lang naman yung mga questions ko. Importante, bumaba. No, Ray? Diba? Para hindi naman... Para sikat tayo, biro mo, of all agencies, ilan bang agency? 400 plus? Senate lang ang bumaba ang budget. No? And CA, pero re-restore walang kawawa yung mga tao diba? Alright, so there being no further questions, the budget of the Commission on Appointments, Senate Electoral Tribunal, and the Senate of the Philippines are now deemed submitted for plenary's consideration. Alright, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming
Thank you.
Salamat